Hello, this is Moobit for your friendly media manager from gamerdads.co.uk and all those other sites I do stuff for. With another little Transformers Prime Cyberverse review for you. I know it's been a while since I've done one. I've been collecting all these and I've just not got around to reviewing them, frankly. Now, because these have been out a little bit, these two are actually quite hard to find, I found. But I want to do them together because if any of you've watched Transformers Prime, you'll know that Breakdown and Knockout, at first at least in the show, were kind of compadres. They, worked in as a team in pairs. You got Knockout was, more of a doctor and a bit of a weapons nerd, and then Breakdown was the demolitions expert, which is basically the anti-Bulkhead, if you will, and this guy is the anti-Ratchet. Great characters in the show. Unfortunately, Breakdown is no longer with us. He's he got killed and his body got used as a sort of a mech suit for Silas. I'm going to get all geeky now, as you probably remember, but yeah, you all know about the background on here. Be interesting to see if this guy is in Beast Hunters when that comes out. I can't exactly remember what happened to him at the end of Season 2 of Transformers Prime. Whee, there goes the camera. But anyway, I thought, a bit different. We're seen as they're kind of together in the show. I thought I'd review them together on here rather than individually. So, quick look at the packaging then. Same kind of thing as you always get a Transformers Prime. This is Breakdown's one, Demolitions Expert. He's got his little truck mode and his robot mode right there. Not the best looking one in the world, but the usual Transformers Prime logos across the bottom there. Nothing on the side. This is the European packaging, so you've got the Transformers Facebook and all that kind of jazz. Loads and loads and loads of warnings on the bottom, and that's about it. Whereas in the US you'd have tech specs down there, and unfortunately we don't get them. Similar thing for Knockout. There he is, close up in his packaging. Legion class level 1. There he is. All the Decepticons down the side there, which is lovely. Weapon Specialist, Hasbro label. Robot mode, car mode, Transformers Prime on the TV, the usual stuff, and all the warning labels and logos and sod all else on the back of the packaging. So, without further ado, let's get them open and have a quick gander at them, shall we? And here are Breakdown and Knockout out of their packages and in their vehicle forms. Tiny, tiny vehicle forms! And very nice they are too. They're great representations of why they are on the show, especially Knockout in my opinion. If you saw the rather pathetic RID version of Knockout, it wasn't very good. These are actually really nice. I like them a lot. A couple of issues with getting them all posted in, but we'll start with Knockout quickly to show you a quick scan around the car mode. The weapon is basically the same as you got with Ratchet, only purple. Some nice molded detail in it, to be honest. And you got 4 posts, one on each side. One was a handle, so you can pretend it's a gun with a bayonet, and then something on the back, which is usually for if you get one of the play sets with the light attachments. The light attachment goes on the back and it lights it up. Pretty poorly, to be honest, but gimmicks there. And if we look at Knockout here, we've got a lovely Decepticon symbol on the front there. Nice detailing, nice paint on such a small figure. To be honest, bit of silver, bit of a brownish off grey. You've got the red. I don't know if this is coming across in the camera, but it's a sparkly sort of red, like there's glitter inside it. All the windows are painted, which on these smaller ones aren't usually so. You've got his paintwork on the side, nicely done. Sacrifice Man on the back. The lights and things aren't painted. I guess you could do that yourself if you were really bad. And obviously you can tell he's a robot underneath. He transforms pretty much the same as Bumblebee and people like that in terms of opening him up, but with a very interesting HUD section, which I'll show you in a moment. So that's Knockout. Breakdown is his crazy ass monster truck come security wagon type thing. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Great weapon for him. Again, I think this one came with the Viacon figure, but it's a bit more. I think the barrel's a bit longer on this one. A bit more of a cannon. You know, again, the usual ports on there. We'll put that off to one side because that's, you know, secondary. Not as much paint on this, literally some silver, some black and some blue. There's the front. It's quite chunky looking, quite nice. Spare tire on the back. All the robot cable and everything's hidden, so it actually looks more like a car than anything. I haven't got that quite pegged in properly. The main problem I've got with this guy is because he is Bulkhead's rival. He is still a Legion class, same as Knockout here. I would have liked to have seen him as a Commander class, but I believe they're coming to the end of the line, so that probably explains why they didn't bother. We'll put those to the back here. I'll give you a vehicle size comparison, and you'll see what I mean. There they are. Here's Bulkhead, as you can see, absolutely dwarfs the dude, which to me isn't quite right. He should be about these two should be about the same size in my book. Maybe not show accurate, but just makes him feel a bit bigger. He's a bit pathetic compared next to Bulkhead, whereas these two, like, if you watch the show, exchange fisticuffs quite a lot. So he's dwarfed. He's what, 2/3 the height, 2/3 the length. You know, he's a Legion class. The Legion classes tend to be the same amount of plastic, just moulded in different ways. That's why they look different. But you know, they look okay next to each other. I think they look better in robot mode next to each other. But again, he should be bigger. So that's those two. And let's go for Knockout's alter ego, sort of significant other, if you will. Ratchet. This is a bit more of a comparison for you. So this is another Legion class figure. This is an Autobot one. And as you can see, they're kind of in scale of each other. He'd probably in real life be a little bit smaller than Ambulance, but you know, it's not too bad. And obviously he's a bit taller and things because of his vehicle mode. But you put those two together, and in real life terms, that's probably about right. Ratchet's slightly bigger because it can fit people in the back because he's an Ambulance. But you know, he's not bad. But then again, Ratchet should have been Commander class because of the size of his vehicle. Again, Ratchet is dwarfed by Bulkhead, who is the biggest of all. So there you go. You got the vehicle comparisons. Let's get him into robot mode. As with all toys of this caliber, robot mode is pretty darn easy. This is quite an interesting little transformation. You think you just open it up like you do Bumblebee and away he goes, but there's a little bit of fun to be had with this one, to be honest. First of all, what you want to do is loosen up the panels on the side there, and you can do it in any order you want, really. I tend to do the legs first. I mean, the legs are the legs. Pull those down. That's his legs. Separate them off, and that's them done because they tab together. Now, here's the interesting bit. This whole roof section folds upwards like so, and then the top roof section folds down to reveal the head. That clicks along the back there, and then the arms here, which are the doors, are on little, I don't know if you can make this out on camera, they're on little L-shaped swivel hinges, so they go up and tab into the wheels like that. There's your arm. Same on that side, up and tab into the wheels. There's your arm, and there is Ratchet. Knockout even in his robot mode. So put him off to the side, obviously still unfocused, and we'll come on to Breakdown, who, you know, isn't as obvious but is still relatively easy. You just basically pull him apart. So here we go. Just got to get the first bit going. Here we go. So you split the thing down the middle at the front there. His legs are all folded up in on themselves, which is quite an interesting thing. So you split it there. Okay, and there's a swivel hinge. This whole thing comes all the way around like that. All the way around, dup, dup. Just kind of put them up there out of the way like that. The legs are kind of folded in on themselves and in again. So you fold them out, separate them, and there you go. Spin him round. There's his head, and what you do is this whole section goes 90 degrees, dunk, like that, fills in his chest. Hopefully you saw that. And then you carry on clicking these all the way around there, and his arms just come out at another 90 degrees like that. There's one arm, two arms, like that. Arms aren't as good, bit monkey armed to be honest. And then the whole little tabs in the back, that folds in, clicks them all into place ish, and there you have Breakdown in his robot mode, which, you know, I think that's quite an interesting transformation. He's okay. His arms are a bit iffy, but he's an okay representation of the character. Let's get the camera adjusted for you. There we go. Back into macro mode, and we'll start with Breakdown because he's in my hand. He's a bit gorilla-ish, bit monkey. I mean, his arms, frankly, are a bit pants, as you can see there. He's got a great face sculpt though. I'll give him that. Got a little Breakdown smirk on there. Can you make that out? Nice little Decepticon logo on there. But he's very, like, a big chunk on the top, and then his legs are a bit His legs are kind of flimsy. There's hardly any feet on there at all, so you have to get him leaning slightly backwards, although he is back heavy because of the extra weight, extra girth on the back. So he's actually pretty difficult at first to stand up, and because of that he doesn't pose fantastically well. The best you're going to get out of him is kind of a standing thing, like, I guess, like that really. He could do with bigger feet, longer feet, just to, you know, give him that bit of more of an imposing look. There you go, flatten his face already. That isn't imposing, Breakdown. That's just silly. But we'll put you back there if I can get him to stand up. Come here, you bugger. There we are. And we'll go on to Knockout. And Knockout is a lot more successful in my book. Definitely my favourite of the two. Nice Decepticon logo there. Lovely face sculpt. I don't know if he's trying to get it so you can just about make it out. He's got this sort of Starscream smirk, if you know what I mean. Hardly any kibble on the back. I mean, it looks like a car hood, but you know. And he's a lot better. We'll put his weapon in his hand, which is his little scalpel gun thing. The problem with these later versions is the pegs on the weapons are kind of a softer rubber than normal. I don't know if that's by design to say plastic or what, but because of that it's kind of hard to put them in the peg holes, which is a bit of a ball ache. But you know, you deal with what you can. It's a £5 toy, so what are you going to do? We'll get them stood up at the back there, and we'll get you some size comparisons with the other two. The other two, of course, being their Autobot counterparts, if you will. There's Ratchet for a size comparison in robot mode, and there's Bulkhead, and you'll see exactly what I mean about him, Bulkhead, being a commander class. And I mean, these two are fine, I guess. He could have been a commander class as well, in my humble opinion. But you see the problem right there. They should be basically the same kind of size, dwarfing each other, and they're just not. So to me, this is one of the weaker ones. I like his vehicle mode. I like his vehicle mode a lot. It's you know, it's very successful, and the top half of his robot mode is actually okay as well. If his legs were a bit chunkier, a bit like Bulkhead's over there, he'd be a bit more in proportion, and I think a commander class toy of this would have been a lot more prudent, in my humble opinion. I guess with Knockout is a lot better. You see, I'm having trouble standing him up already, so I'm having to lean him against the back wall there. Knockout is a hell of a lot more successful in my opinion, and as you can see, they work. Knockout and Ratchet work really well together in robot mode, although again, you know, Ratchet could be a little bit bigger. Knockout's great. He's got an interesting transformation with the way the hood folds up compared to other toys in the line. Slightly more involved than the simplistic ones, you know, of that line. And he's a great character anyway. So just this, having that representation of him on your shelf without it taking up too much space, is kind of fun. Another size comparison here they are with Jackie. We'll get those two out of the way. There's Jackie right there. And as you can see, I mean, they're dwarfs, but it's just to give you a size comparison with them. So they come to the top of Jackie's legs, basically. Same for most Cyberverse type toys, really. But there they are. That's Breakdown and Knockout. Another review there of Transformers Prime Cyberverse figures, which, you know, still get them in shop right now, but I'd probably get them quite quickly because, of course, the Beast Hunters line is coming in very, very soon. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Bit rusty, I know, but, you know, I'm getting there. And if you like these reviews, click on below to see a playlist of all of my reviews on there. If you're on YouTube or if you're on Moobit Media, my blog, you can obviously, there'll be a link at the bottom on the review there for you to see all the things on there. Don't forget, I am the media manager for GamerDads.co.uk, so go and check us out there. We've got a brand new website come up, version 3, a lot more media friendly, a lot more sharing friendly, and easy to find things like the podcast and videos and things like that, so go and check that out. And until next time, I've been Moobit, and I'll see you with another geeky review very, very soon. Ta-ra!
I like to move it, bit, bit.